Do you feel absurdly tired after certain conversations? As if they had turned off his soul. This is not normal. You are suffering an energetic attack. That feeling of heaviness, of discouragement. As if you had run a marathon, but without even moving from the place. Well, I tell you a truth that almost no one has the courage to say. Not all fatigue is physical, in fact, most are not. There is something much deeper going on. And you, without realizing it, are falling victim to it every day. They are stealing your energy. Yes, that's real. And no. It is not mystical talk, nor superstition. It's pure energy science, which many people prefer to ignore, or just don't want you to know. People, environments, even thoughts. They are true energy suckers, draining your spiritual vibration, leaving you vulnerable, weak and, the worst, without even understanding why. Wake up. While you're there thinking it's just stress, anxiety, or lack of motivation. There are people literally feeding off your spiritual energy. And I'm not talking about a horror movie, no. I'm talking about real life, about what happens every single day, in silence, without you noticing. And you know what's more shocking? You have the power to change that. And from now on, you will understand exactly what is bringing you down, what are the spiritual symptoms of this energy theft and, especially, how to protect your energy once and for all. What I'm going to reveal to you here is not just knowledge, it is liberation. Because when you understand how your energy works, no one else manipulates you, no one else sucks you in, no one knocks you down anymore. Now, get ready. Because after this video, you will never look at people, environments, or even yourself, the same way. Come with me. I'll show you everything. You know that day when you wake up well, willing, but you just have to meet certain people or step in certain places. And suddenly your body is heavy, your mind is shuffled, and a spiritual weariness takes hold of you. That's that. This, my friend, is not just common fatigue. It is an energetic attack. It is as if there is a real theft of spiritual energy happening, where your energy field is being drained without you realizing it. And you know the worst. This happens in such a subtle way that many people don't even suspect it. Imagine your spiritual energy as the battery of a cell phone. If you leave several apps open at the same time, without realizing it, it runs out quickly, right? The same happens with your energy field. There are energy vampires, yes, people who drain your energy, who, consciously or not, exhaust you just by being around. Sometimes, it doesn't even have to be a person. A toxic environment, loaded with envy, gossip and hurt, is capable of causing an absurd drain of energy. And look, it doesn't stop there. Negative spiritual thoughts are also great energy suckers. You know that mental loop of worries, fears, and insecurities? Well, this not only brings down your spiritual vibration, but also opens huge gaps in your energy field, leaving you vulnerable to external attacks. It's that famous combo, full head, tired body and heavy soul. The most curious, and even frightening, thing is to realize that many people live for years like this, without understanding what is happening. He goes from doctor to doctor, looking for explanations for spiritual pain, chronic tiredness, constant yawning. By the way, you know what the real yawn is: spiritual meaning, right? And you never find out that, in fact, the problem is energetic. It's like trying to fix a light bulb when the problem is in the wiring. Therefore, understanding this process is liberating. Because, from the moment you recognize an energetic attack, you begin to see the world in a different way. Realize that it's not just external circumstances bringing you down, but rather an invisible game of spiritual energy that is going on all the time. And the question that remains is, do you know how to identify the clear signs that are sucking your energy? Have you ever found yourself yawning for no reason at all, right in the middle of a conversation, or right after entering a strange environment? That's that. This is not just sleep, no. This is one of the most classic spiritual symptoms of energy drain. The famous yawn does have a much deeper spiritual meaning than you might think. It is often a reaction of your energy field trying to protect itself from a silent but powerful energy attack. In addition to yawning, pay attention to that spiritual weariness that comes out of nowhere. A fatigue that does not improve either with coffee or with rest. It seems that his strength is slowly going away. This usually happens when you are around people who drain your energy or in toxic energy environments where spiritual energy theft happens steadily. And, between us, these people don't always do it out of malice. Another very common symptom is a sudden lack of focus. He's there, doing his thing, super concentrated. And suddenly, your mind just goes out. He begins to forget simple things, loses his reasoning and feels that mental emptiness. This is a clear sign that your energy field is under attack. It's as if, literally, energy suckers are disconnecting you from yourself. Not to mention the spiritual pains that appear out of nowhere, that strange headache, a weight on the shoulders, a pressure on the chest. These are all clear signs that your spiritual energy is being drained. And, believe me, the more spiritual sensitivity you have, the stronger you feel these symptoms. In fact, many people think they are getting sick, when in fact they are just in need of an urgent spiritual cleansing. Now, hold this reflection. How many times have you noticed that, when talking to a certain person, you leave feeling exhausted, discouraged, a little lifeless? Well then. This is no coincidence. They are true energy vampires, sucking your spiritual vibration and leaving you without strength. And understanding these signals is the first step to learning how to protect your energy. But do you know why some people do this? You know that kind of person who, just getting close, seems to turn off their light. That's that. There are individuals who, consciously or not, function as true energy vampires. They are vibrating so low, in sadness, scarcity, fear, or chaos, that they need to connect to the energy of others to stay on their feet. It's as if they live plugged into someone else's socket, sucking spiritual energy to fill their own voids. The most curious thing is that, most of the time, they don't even mean it badly. It is unconscious. They are people so disconnected from their own spiritual vibration that they end up feeding on the energy field of others without realizing it. You know that friend who always calls you to complain about life, pour out problems, talk about tragedies and, when you hang up, you're exhausted? So, this is not just bullshit, it's real and heavy energy drain. And there are also those who do it very consciously. Yes, there are energy suckers who manipulate, provoke, create intrigues, generate discomfort, all to generate an emotional reaction in you. Because the more you get angry, stressed, or saddened, the more your spiritual energy breaks, and more energy food they get. It's cruel, but it's real. Now, if you have spiritual sensitivity, you must have realized that even excessive empathy can put you in this situation. That's right. The more you connect with another's pain without strengthening your energy, the more vulnerable you become to this theft of spiritual energy. It's like wanting to save someone who is drowning, without realizing that you don't know how to swim properly either. And here's a truth that few tell you, many of these people aren't even mean. They are just so fragile, so lost in their own negative spiritual thoughts, that they end up draining everything and everyone around. But, have you ever stopped to think that it's not always just people? There are environments that steal your energy without you realizing it. You know that place that, as soon as you enter, your body weighs you down, your breath gets shorter and you feel that inexplicable urge to leave? That's that. It's not freshness, no. There are, yes, environments that steal your energy in an absurd way. They are loaded spaces, impregnated with pain, sorrows, gossip, envy, and that end up directly affecting your spiritual vibration. Your energy field simply cannot hold so much density. And this doesn't just happen in cemeteries, hospitals, or police stations, no. Sometimes, someone's own home, or even yours, can be so loaded that it causes a constant drain of energy. Do you know that environment where everyone complains, fights, speaks ill of others, or lives immersed in negative spiritual thoughts? It's as if the air gets heavy, and his spiritual energy was sucked mercilessly. Want a practical example? Try to pay attention when you enter places like bank lines, government offices, or crowded waiting rooms. It is common to leave these places with that unexplained spiritual tiredness, a sudden headache, or that almost uncontrollable yawn. This is your energy field reacting to the dense vibration of the environment. And if you don't know how to protect your energy, you carry that weight home. But we are not only talking about physical locations. There are also virtual environments that drain your energy. Yes. WhatsApp groups full of gossip, social networks with toxic discussions, profiles that only spread tragedies. All of this generates a silent energetic attack, which wears away your spiritual energy day after day, without you realizing it. And here comes a point that many people ignore. In the same way that there are environments that steal your energy, there are others that strengthen you. Places surrounded by nature, peace, joy, have the power to recharge your spiritual vibration. And when it's not the external environment that's heavy? And when are your own thoughts draining your energy? You know when, out of nowhere, negative thoughts, fears, sadness, or that strange feeling that something bad is going to happen. And you don't even know where it came from. That's that. These thoughts are not always yours. Often, they are a result of a direct influence of dense energy fields. It is as if, unconsciously, you tune into a spiritual radio station full of chaos, fear, and imbalance. And, that's it. There goes your spiritual energy being drained. It gets even more serious when you realize that if you don't take care of it, these thoughts end up shaping your emotions, your actions, and even your destiny. This is pure and direct spiritual energy theft. And you don't even need to be a medium or sensitive to feel it, no. Those who have spiritual sensitivity, even if subtle, perceive it on their skin. Suddenly, there is that spiritual tiredness, strange spiritual pains, yawning for no reason, all signaling that something is wrong in your energy field. A very common example. Imagine that you woke up super well, but when you open your cell phone and see a flood of bad news or toxic posts, your energy plummets. Without realizing it, you connect with that heavy spiritual vibration and start attracting thoughts that aren't even yours. This, added to the stress, anxiety, and rush of the day, opens gaps in your energy field and leaves you vulnerable to a real mental energy attack. The problem is that people often normalize this. They think that living with negative spiritual thoughts, insecurities, constant sadness, and lack of enthusiasm is natural. But it is not. This is a clear symptom of energy drain and, if not treated, it becomes an endless cycle. It's that famous domino effect, one thought pulls another, which pulls another, until your spiritual vibration collapses completely. And here's a powerful reflection: if thoughts have all this power to bring you down, do they not also have the power to protect and strengthen you? Yes, there is. And that's precisely why learning how to protect your energy and close your energy gaps is more than a necessity, it's a matter of energy survival. The first thing you need to understand is that protecting your energy is not a luxury, it is not mysticism, nor exaggeration, it is a matter of spiritual survival. Just as you lock the doors of your house to prevent intruders, you need to learn to close the doors of your energy field. Otherwise, you are exposed to energetic vampires, toxic energy environments, and even your own negative spiritual thoughts, which together drain your energy mercilessly. There are several ways to strengthen your energy and create efficient energy protection. One of them is the famous spiritual cleansing, which can be done with baths of herbs such as rosemary, rue, and basil. Another powerful technique is the smoking of the environments, using white sage, Palo Santo, or even specific incense. This helps to cleanse the spiritual energy of the place and prevent energy suckers from taking up residence there. And it doesn't stop there. The use of prayers, mantras, and psalms is a real energy shield. For example, Psalm 91 is considered a spiritual stronghold. Reciting it every day, especially before bed, helps to close gaps and shield your spiritual vibration. In addition, practices such as meditation, chakra alignment, and visualization of light around the body are key to keeping your energy field strong. Want a practical example? Whenever you notice that you have left a heavy environment, such as that office full of gossip or that house where everyone is complaining, when you get home, take a bath with coarse salt, from the neck down, and then an herbal bath. This makes an immediate spiritual cleansing and helps you regain your spiritual energy. And, of course, avoid consuming content that lowers your vibration. This is also a form of energetic protection. And here's a truth that no one tells you: protecting your energy is not something you do once in your life and that's it. It is a constant, daily process. Because as long as you're in that world, there will always be people who drain your energy, environments that suck you in, and thoughts that try to overwhelm you. And what makes you vulnerable, many times, is not even what you imagine. Believe it or not, but it's not just others who open gaps in your energy field. Often, you do it yourself without realizing it. Every time you indulge in gossip, complaining, judgment, anger or hurt, you are, in effect, throwing open the doors of your energetic protection. It's like leaving your house open in the middle of the night, with a flashing sign: spiritual energy theft released here. And you know that excess of empathy, of wanting to save everyone, help everyone, absorb the problems of others? That's that. This also opens up gigantic gaps. When you connect excessively with the pain of the other, without strengthening your energy first, you become an easy target for energy suckers. And it doesn't even have to be face-to-face, see? Just listening to a 10-minute audio full of lamentations, your spiritual vibration already plummets. Another dangerous trap is spiritual negative thoughts. You know that habit of comparing yourself, blaming yourself, belittling yourself. This makes your energy field tear all over. Spiritual energy goes away quickly, leaving room for energetic attacks, spiritual fatigue, and even inexplicable spiritual pain. It's that old story: if you don't occupy your mind with good things, it will be occupied by anything. And we can't forget the environments. If you frequently live in charged places, such as companies where everyone is fighting, or even your own house when it is full of tension, your energy protection goes into space. And if you don't do a frequent spiritual cleansing, energy draining becomes a vicious cycle, leaving you more vulnerable every day. Now, stop everything and think with me: if it is so easy to open energy doors, isn't it also simple to close them? The answer is yes. And when you understand this, you discover that you have gigantic power in your hands. The energy is yours. And it's high time to learn how to regain that power. If there's one thing you need to understand once and for all, it's this: your energy is sacred, it's your spiritual heritage. And no one, absolutely no one, has the right to steal it, unless you allow it, consciously or unconsciously. The problem is that when you don't know the laws that govern the energy field, you become an easy target. It's like walking in the rain without an umbrella, thinking you won't get wet. When you wake up to this, you realize that you no longer have to live hostage to energy vampires, toxic environments, energy, or spiritual negative thoughts. You begin, finally, to strengthen your energy, creating a true spiritual shield. And, look. This is not esoteric talk, no. It's energetic self-care. It is to understand that your spiritual vibration determines the quality of your days, your relationships, and even your health. Want a practical example of how to get started? Every day when you wake up, declare out loud, "I protect my energy." Visualize a golden light enveloping you, like a shield. Say a prayer, or a psalm, like 91. Take your energy bath, take care of your thoughts, and realize, the more you connect with your own spiritual energy, the less space you give to those who want to suck you. And do you know what is most beautiful about this process? It's just that when you take care of your energy, you not only protect yourself, you also become a source of light for those who are nearby. People will start to look at you differently, they will want to be close to you, but this time, not to suck you up, but to learn how you stay so strong, so centered, so well. It's the famous one, your vibration speaks before you open your mouth. Because, at the end of the day, regaining your energy power is taking charge of your own life. It is to stop being a passenger and become a driver of your own spiritual journey. And if you've made it this far, I assure you, you're already much more prepared than you think. The only question that remains now is, have you noticed that all of this starts with the way you see your own energy? Protect your energy field. Comment, I protect my energy, and take back your power. Now answer me, with an open heart. How many times have you realized that you were exhausted, heavy, discouraged? And you thought it was just physical fatigue? How many times have you ignored the signals of your own energy field asking for help? And, more importantly, how many times have you let people who drain your energy, toxic environments, or even your own thoughts suck your life force without even realizing it? Serious. After everything you've learned here, are you going to keep letting this happen? Or will you, once and for all, take control of your energy, your spiritual vibration and your own life? Because, let me tell you something. No one will do it for you. Energetic protection begins with you, with your decision, your awareness, and your daily action. And now I ask you, which of these practices are you going to start today? Are you going to do your spiritual cleansing? Will it strengthen your energy? Are you going to start shielding yourself from the energy suckers that surround you? Answer me here in the comments, because I want to know. Tell me what was the biggest insight you had in this video. We will exchange experiences, because together, we get even stronger. If this content made sense to you, don't keep it just for yourself, no. Send it to someone you know needs it, because, yes, there are a lot of people living on automatic, being drained, without even understanding why. And look. If you want to continue on this path of awakening, protection and energy strengthening, subscribe here to the channel, activate the notification bell, because every week there is powerful content to help you protect your energy and live your best version. Remember, the energy is yours. And from now on, no one will bring you down.